it's Sally from the Friendly Food Club, and today we are going to make mac and cheese. Yay! So if you haven't already done so, get your hands washed and let's get cooking. So to make our macaroni cheese a little bit special, we are going to do a really crispy topping, and we're going to use some stale bits of bread, maybe 2-3 slices of bread. We're going to put some butter on them, and then we're going to put them in a medium hot oven and wait till they go all brown and crispy, and then we're just going to bash them up and they're going to go on the top of our macaroni cheese and make it crunchy and even more yummy. So once you've got your bread in the oven baking and becoming all nice and crispy, the next thing you need to do is get your pasta onto boil. Now, I think on the recipe we've got about 350 grams of pasta, so not the whole bag, it should be enough for 4. And pop that onto boil and boil it for 2 minutes less than what they suggest on the packet. So if the packet says 9 minutes to cook, just boil it for 7 and then drain it. Okay? So now we're going to make a white sauce, which is the sauce we're going to use for our macaroni cheese. And to do that, we need to put about 3 tablespoons of butter into a pan on a low heat, and we're going to melt the butter. That's the very first thing you do. Once the butter's melted, you need to take your pan off the heat and add in 3 tablespoons of plain flour. And then you want to stir the flour into the butter until it's all smooth. You can use a wooden spoon, or you can use, I've got something here called a spurtle, which is a spoon they use in Scotland to make porridge. It's wooden and it's easy, and it gets into the corners of the pan. Okay, so once you've got a smooth mixture, you need to add your milk, and you need to add 500 millilitres of milk, and whole milk is best. But you need to add it very gradually so that you don't have a lumpy sauce, and sometimes you might not need all of the milk necessarily, just depends how the sauce comes together. So you can heat your milk up, which can sometimes help with making a smooth sauce, but you don't have to. Add the milk into the mixture and make a lovely, lovely sauce. And I'm going to put it on a very low heat and stir it and whisk it constantly. Once you've got a lovely, lovely sauce and it's all thickened up and it's cooked a little bit on the heat, you need to add some seasoning. So a little bit of salt and pepper, and also a teaspoon of mustard powder is really good as well. If you don't have mustard powder, just a teaspoon of mustard out of a jar. It just gives it a little lift and a little bit of zing. The next thing you want to do with your sauce is add in some very strong mature cheddar or extra mature cheddar cheese. You want to use extra mature because you want it to be really cheesy, and it's just cheaper to buy the extra mature cheddar as opposed to the mild one, because you don't have to grate up quite so much. So you want to put your grated cheese into the sauce, and now you've made your white sauce into a cheesy sauce. So once you've got your pasta cooked, you need to put your pasta drained into a baking dish that will be able to go in the oven, and then you want to pour your lovely sauce over the top of the pasta and then mix it all around so all the pasta is covered in the sauce. Next, you need to take the bread that you put in the oven, make sure that it's been cooled down, otherwise it'll be too hot to handle, and break it up. You can cut it with a knife or break it up with your fingers into sort of big chunky sort of breadcrumbs and chunks. Sprinkle that all over the top of your mac and cheese and pop it in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes till it's all lovely and crunchy and golden on the top and bubbling underneath. Okay, so the recipe we've done today is a really basic mac and cheese recipe. You can add whatever you like to it. If you've got some ham in the fridge or a bit of bacon, you could cook that, put that in the mixture, put some tomatoes in there, even some cooked vegetables. It's really nice to have cauliflower macaroni cheese or broccoli macaroni cheese. Just cook the florets for about 4 or 5 minutes and then pop them into the mixture with the sauce and everything. Really delicious, but it's just whatever you've got lying around really. Just make it your own. So guys, here's our mac and cheese straight out of the oven. It smells absolutely amazing. It smells really cheesy and it's got a delicious, crispy, golden topping on it. Enjoy. Please, please post your photos of your mac and cheese on our Facebook page, The Friendly Food Club. Tell all your friends, they can see the recipe up there as well, and they can watch this video and cook along. Until next time, happy cooking!